Alright, so in this video I'm going to be telling you how you can get a lot of money in really short amounts of time. So if you do enjoy this video or if it helps you out at all, please do like and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. Remember to join my Discord servers, links below, and follow me on Twitter as well. But let's get straight into this. Okay, so I have made a few videos on this in the past, but they weren't very good. We've had a lot of new things added since then and they weren't really the most efficient ones. I have found or been told some more ways that are a little bit more efficient, and this is just an updated video to that one really. So what you want to do first of all is make sure you have your fastest car. So for me that is the Bugatti, but I'm actually not using the Bugatti because I find the Lamborghini much more easier to drive and it's not too much slower anyway. So make sure you use a fast car, but make sure you are fluent with it and make sure you know how to drive it and drive it well obviously, and then obviously spawn that in, and then before you get wanted you want to make sure you have full fuel. So as you can see I'm a little bit low right now, so I'm going to go and refuel. Make sure your car is not damaged at all either, and you want to make sure that you don't crash really, because it's very hard to repair your car when you're wanted, because the police will be onto you, and if there's a police nearby then you can't repair it and things. So you want to make sure you do that, and you also want to make sure you have a secondary car. So for me that will obviously be the Bugatti, or maybe a car less than that, maybe the Corvette, but you want to make sure that you have a car that you can go to. So say if my car sets on fire, if I'm escaping the police, I'm in a pursuit, it sets on fire and I need to run and get a new car, make sure you have a backup car that also is full on fuel and also has no damage. Because say if I crashed like right here and I was boxed in and things and I had to run away, I couldn't get my car out, then what I could just do, I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, so what I could just do is I could just hop out right now, run back to civilian spawn, hopefully they won't tase me, but just keep running and keep running to civilian spawn. Then I could spawn in my Bugatti and drive away again, and I know that my Bugatti will have full fuel and no damage, so I'll be safe. And then once you've kind of lost the cops or you've paid off your bounty or whatever you want to do, then obviously you can go and get your other car, your main car, and repair it and refuel and all that stuff that you need to do. So that's like the preparation for it. And then the next thing you want to do after you've done that, you want to head over to the tool store, and you want to make sure that you have every tool that you're going to need. So what you're going to need is, if I just run over here, as you can see, this is the tool store by the way. If you're new to the game, you can find it on your map just by pressing show toggles and landmarks. As you can see, it's actually called the hardware store on here, but tool store and hardware store are the same thing. So once you're in here, you just want to walk up to this little thing here. It will have like a hammer icon above it. Then you want to press E, and then you want to get an RFID disruptor, a lockpick, a drill, and maybe a scanner. Now the scanner game pass is fairly cheap, so if you want to get the scanner game pass so you don't have to buy this, then you can do that. You will have a permanent scanner and you won't need to worry about any of that. You don't need the flashlight, obviously. If you want to get it you can, but it's not necessary at all. Okay, and then if you want, you can get a gun. Now if you're gonna get a gun, make sure that you are using it well, make sure you're actually good at shooting people. So the gun prices actually have been decreased a lot since I last did a video on this. I didn't really recommend that you guys got a gun because they were really expensive and then it was really hard to get your money back, but I recommend that you get maybe the M14. I think that's a pretty good gun, but then again it's quite expensive, so maybe you want to get any gun really. Beretta M9 is a good one. I know it's very cheap and it's quite efficient. You can get the PPSH41, but this is the big guns game pass I believe. This is the new machine gun. It is cheaper than the M14, so that is really up to you, but the Beretta M9 will really do your job, because you're not going to be killing people unless you really have to. You're not just going to be going up to cops and killing them. That's not really a good way to get money. You can do that if you want to have a bit of fun and whatever, but you're much more likely to get arrested for that because they're going to target you. Whereas if you're just kind of minding your own business and robbing things, then they're not really going to be too interested in you. Obviously they are going to try and catch you, but they're not going to like target you as such. Like, you know, if people are killing them, then they'll want to get them more because they'll be a bit angry and stuff. So from the tool store, once you're the gun store, wherever, if you're getting a gun, make sure you get one. If you're not getting a gun, don't really worry about it. The only reason you will get a gun is for, you know, killing people in an emergency. So if you know you're like robbing like the jewelry store and you see a cop outside, and you can actually try and kill them and you have a bit of chance of surviving other than just running off where they can just tase you. So we'll go from the tool store right now or from the gun store. They're both pretty close. What you want to do first is you want to go with your lockpick. So make sure you've bought your lockpick from the tool store, and then you want to drive down here and just past the sheriff's office. You will see this little dirt path here. here. Now you want to come down here, and then you'll see these houses here. So these houses give the same amount as any house. Make sure you rob the smaller houses, not the bigger houses. If you have a bigger house, you have to run around more, you spend more time in the house, and you get absolutely no more money from it. Okay, so make sure you rob the smaller houses because they're much easier to do. They're much, well, not really easier to do, but they're much quicker when you're inside. You can just run into the rooms really quickly, take the money and leave, whereas in the big houses you have to run upstairs, go through all the rooms. There's not money in every room because there's so many, whereas in these small houses there's money in almost every room. So once you've parked your car here, it's also good to park your car back here if you're in a public server. I'm in a private server right now. Remember, your money does not save in private servers. I'm only in this one to show you how this works and things. So make sure you park your car back here, somewhere down there, if you're going to be doing this in a public server, which you obviously will be if you're getting money. And then get your lockpick out, walk right up to the door so that you're not really being seen anyway. And then you can press E. So as soon as you press E, you will see this. Now these grey things move at random speeds. So if you're lucky, the big ones down here will move fast and the small one will move slow. But sometimes that doesn't always happen. It is fully randomized. So as you can see, my big one right now is kind of on medium speed. So if you click when it's over the yellow line, then it will move you on to the next one. So once you do all of these, then you will actually rob the house. As you can see, this quite small one is really fast right now, so I might fail here. But if you do fail, don't worry, I'll explain what happens there. So as you can see, I just did that there. So this one's a nice speed, this one's quite fast. As you can see, the small one is very fast. So as you can see, I did just successfully do that. Now as you can see, there is money here. So if you walk up to the money, you press E, and then you can walk into all of the rooms and take the money. Make sure you don't miss any rooms. And as you can see in the bottom left there, my money is going up every time I pick one up. They're randomized between about 700 and about 1,000, I think. I'm not exactly sure on that. But yeah, so as you can see, it's really good. So that one's 655 and 593. Actually, they do get quite low. So I'm going to say 500 and 1,000 are kind of like the max amounts you can get. But you want to be quick when you're in there, because as soon as you enter the house, as soon as you finish that lockpick combination, the police are notified. Now, the lucky thing about these houses is not many people know where they are. So it will say near the sheriff's office, but if your car is parked behind there, you're inside the house, then no one really gonna see you, and they're not gonna know what house you're in. Now, yes, they can hear the sound, but not everyone has their sound on as well. So you might be lucky in that respect, but as soon as you enter the house, you will get 2 stars. So this is when the game is really on. So as soon as you've robbed the house, you can move on. Now, if you fail the house robbery the first time, do not go back and buy another lockpick. If you want to, you can, but it's not the most efficient way, because, you know, if you have to rebuy a lockpick every time. You have to drive all the way back to the tool store, buy another lockpick, go all the way back, and especially if you're in like the housing suburbs or at the farms, then it's a very long drive back to the tool store to get a lockpick. So you don't want to do that. And then as soon as you rob the house, as soon as the police, you might want to wait a few minutes or something until the police have kind of cooled down. Then as soon as you've robbed that, you want to go to this like third one here. So it's third from the left and third in from the right, so it's the middle one. And this is obviously the tool store. You can just see the sign just sticking out just there, and you want to park your car really close, as close as you can to this wall here. So what you want to do, it's best if this is at night, because then no one will really see you back here. What you want to do is you want to jump on your car, and sometimes it's hard to do this, but you want to like hold left shift and jump onto the roof. So that's not too difficult to do. And then when you're on here, as you can see, you have a direct access to the jewelry store. So if you want, you can like lie down up here and wait until no one is nearby, or you can just get in your car in case you need to drive away. But make sure you're watching behind as well, because someone could sneak up very easily. It's happened a lot of times to me. And then once you've done that, so if you're happy there's no one around, then you can quickly jump in, take your drill out, walk up to this case or any case, and press E. So then it will bring up this. Now don't panic, don't start until you're ready. Obviously you want to be quick, but for this tutorial I'm just going to show you at a nice speed. So what you want to do is, you see this yellow, so you see this green, red and black line. So you want to keep the black line inside of the green. Now as soon as you left click, it will start. Okay, so you want to spam left click. You don't want to spam it too fast, because then you will go over here, but you want to keep it, you want to keep this black bar in the middle of the green. Now as you can see, the green gets smaller as time goes on, and if the black bar goes into the red, then you'll fail. This does get very easy once you do it a lot though. And then as you can see, the timer will go down. If you keep it in the green the whole time, then as you can see, you will successfully rob it. As you can see, I just got 1,024 from that. It doesn't give the most money, but you have to wait only 10 seconds before you can rob another case. So obviously don't do that. I don't recommend that. If you're in a small server and there's no cops around, then you can just wait in here if you know you're not going to get arrested. But otherwise, as soon as you've robbed it, you want to run out this door. You want to run right out of it down here, and then you can either jump up here and then jump onto the roof like that. That is quite hard to do though, so make sure you practice with it before you use that, or you can just run around and go back there. But this is a much quicker way. And if you're good at jumping up that onto the roof, then that will give you an advantage because the police will be trying to get up there if they're not so good at it. And then you can literally jump down here, jump in your car, press E, and then you can just drive off quickly past the hospital, and then you can drive down towards the farm area or anywhere else you want to go. And then from the farm area, if there's no cops on you, if you manage to escape luckily in time and no one was there, then you can literally drive straight over to the ATMs in the farms. Now make sure you only rob the one near civilian spawn or in the farms. Probably the farms is best because no one really goes around here. Obviously now they do a bit more because there's jobs and things here. So if you park your car behind and you're really hidden, then you can walk in here and you can actually come here, and as you can see, you're quite hidden here. So if your car is hidden behind or hidden in a bush or something, then it won't see you too much. So then you can just come here, you can press E on the ATM, and then you can do it. So as soon as you click that thing in the bottom right, it will start. So as soon as you do that, don't worry if it's not there, just close it and then reopen it again with the tool out or in if you did it the other way around. And as you can see, the timer starts, you have 1 minute, and as you can see, it's select code F81. This is color coded, so what you want to do is you want to look for it. So as you can see, mine is here, and when it's highlighted, you want to left click, and then if you do it successfully, you'll hear a little beep, and then it will switch to the next one. So I'm going to click this DFB one now. When it's highlighted, there we go. As you can see, I did it, and you can see all the codes you'll get down here. You have to do them in order though, you can't skip. So 2D6 here, there we go, I just did that. And then E33, if you get one at the top, it is a little bit harder. So as you can see, I failed that click there. You have 1 attempt left, so let's see if I can do this. As you can see, I just did. I've got 10 seconds left, so I need to try and do this quickly. But mine is right at the top here. So as you can see, I did just fail that, and now the police have been called. So they don't get called until you fail it or successfully rob it. So that's really good, because as soon as you've done that, you can get in your car and drive away, and they will only just be starting to respond there. So that's really good, and you can rob that very nicely. And then you can repeat this multiple different times now. So you can just head back to the gas station and repair and refuel your car. You can also repair your car if you need to. If you don't need to, then that is absolutely fine. You can just go back to the tool store, get all your tools, and then repeat this step, and you will get a lot of money very quickly. I've done this a lot of times. You can get about $30,000 in just 30 minutes, so that's $1,000 a minute if you do this successfully. Only if you rob everything though. So the more practice you get though, the better you will be. So if this helps you out, or if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe as it helps out a lot. Remember to join my Discord servers and follow me on Twitter, links below. You can also join my Roblox group and follow me on Roblox, as it all helps out a lot. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.